Good. Part of Hurricane Bob.
Hi, Wendy. We are home. You should be too. It's a hurricane. It's a hurricane. Come back home as fast as you can. It's a hurricane. You won't be able to walk. Come straight home immediately. This is Julia's sister. You have to come home anyway, whether you want it that way or not. It's a hurricane. We love you. And bring the cat in too, please.
Bob, welcome to our neighborhood, Bob.
There's the situation. Here is Bob moving into Rhode Island, taking this course, but it's moving at a very rapid pace. And even though the next few hours are going to get very stormy, and lots of us may lose electricity, and there's going to be some trees down, a lot of power outages, it's going to be a short, brief burst, because by 3 to 5 o'clock, this thing is going to be just about over for the Boston area. That's the way I see it for now.
Before we lose you for a minute here, what about our northern viewers in New Hampshire and Maine there? You mentioned that we won't have high tides on the Cape in Boston as this storm hits land, but how about just north of us in New Hampshire and Maine?
Natalie, the high tide in the area of Portsmouth area is about 7:30 this evening. Kennebunk Port, 7:30. Portland area, 7:30. The storm will be up there closer to the point of high tide, but not exactly. I think the storm will be passing there maybe between 5 and 6 tonight at the latest, so they'll still be off a couple of hours from high tide. I think the high tides could be a little higher along the New Hampshire and Maine coast because of the proximity to when the storm passes by and the actual high tides, but it's still not the worst situation up there. Now, if you're talking about people that are watching from Portsmouth, from the coast of Maine right now, I'd expect the worst for you to happen between about 3 and 5 o'clock this afternoon, and you will get some hurricane force gusts, just about hurricane force, right along the coast. The seas are going to be very rough. Please don't go down to any of the beaches to watch this situation. The tides will be high, but there it will be over too, perhaps at 5 o'clock or slightly thereafter.
Uncle Dick lives right by the of that tornado they had.
Some information we told you earlier in Edgartown, it was
in Rhode Island.
Winds of 95 miles an hour. We're also told the witness saw a 40-foot racing sloop come loose from its mooring and slam into the Edgartown Yacht Club. Some people down in the area were trying to lasso the boat to get it secure, to keep it from being damaged. Apparently they failed, and also some boat owners who were down to resecure their boats were slammed into the docks because the winds were so high, and you can imagine what that might be like trying to stand up in a 90-mile-an-hour wind, 90-plus miles an hour.
And let's see if we can get an idea of what it's like with the winds raging right now as the hurricane moves into Rhode Island from Ron Golovin, who's with us now via the telephone.
Natalie, can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
I believe that the eye of the storm just passed over me about 5 minutes ago, and I was listening to Dick Albert, and this storm indeed is moving fast.
Oh, what's it like outside? Outside, we do have some wind. You can sort of see the tree whipping around a little bit. This is the maple in front of the house. Winds are about 40 miles an hour. Some people are still driving around. So you probably can't see the rain coming down, but it's coming down pretty good right now. In the meantime, the cat seems to be just relaxing. I got home from work about noon. It's 1:30 now. And Wendy's at work. She should be home in about 15 minutes. Let's look out the back to see if the tree is going to fall down. Here's a view out the back. Right now it actually looks pretty calm. We had a lot of rain there for a while. I'm going to try to see if you can make out, look how fast the clouds are moving through here. And there are some winds, but the tree's still standing. The red maple next to the garage. Our neighbors and us have even bets whether or not the maple's going to make it. We took the cars out of the garage just in case. Some other trees blowing around. Doesn't really look like anything right now. They're really blowing about 15 minutes ago. And even back here in the backyard, the garden looks pretty calm right now. The fence seems to really protect the trees at the moment. So, well, here comes some gusts now. And the rain just started up again, and you can hear the trees blowing around. They've got all the leaves on them, so they're very, very vulnerable at this time of year to any kind of heavy winds. Back at Hurricane Central here, maybe you can see the wind's really blowing. You can really see some rain blowing and the trees moving around quite a bit. Well, now the rain's coming straight down, waiting to catch this tree in case it falls down. But it's about 2:30 and the strongest part of the hurricane should be coming up here soon. So far the winds haven't really been that bad, but you never know. Big gusts can just come along and see how the trees are really whipping in the breeze. Taking these shots here because, well, there's no rain falling here on this side of the house. This is the southwestern side of the house where you get very little weathering. In fact, you can see here, and you can see there's a little bit of rain coming down now. Looking outside of the house during the storm, and basically there's some wind. The trees really aren't moving, but if you look up, I don't know, you can probably see the clouds moving. Look at how rapidly they move through here. It's unlike Hurricane Gloria, where all these pine trees were bent over and a few of them snapped out. But you can see a lot of leaves in the ground. And here comes another gust of wind. You can see this tree down here by the Muzzy School. Our neighbor's car parked here in case a tree was going to fall on it. See the little maple there? We figure if that survives this storm, it can survive anything. Not much traffic out today. Well, just watching the hurricane to see what kind of wind and rain we have. Gonna take a walk outside. I've got a plastic bag over the camera. I don't know if the sound goes through. But we do have quite a bit of wind and rain, as you can see. Here's the front of our house. Not very good photography. And looking down Mass Avenue, waiting to see if Wendy will make it home soon. We do have a lot of wind and a lot of rain. Look at that rain come through. And these trees over here make a lot of noise. You can see them looking around in the rain. Looking out this way towards the school porch side of the house. Our neighbors have all put their cars up here along the side of the house, or along the side of the road, in case maybe a tree comes down. Comes a real strong gust. Lots of wind. Down across the street again. Listen to those trees. Cars. I don't know, is that Wendy's car? Yeah, Wendy made it home from work. What do you know? So what have you been doing? Working? Are you in park? Are you in park? Is the car in park? Definitely raining. Look at all the water coming down. The hurricane is coming along now. It's a lot stronger. See the wind blowing off the garage. Here's the trees are moving some more. Wendy did get home, and you can see it's definitely raining. We have a breeze probably going about 40-45 miles an hour now. Not much more solid than, not much more than that, but there's a lot of gusts. We are in the peak of this, getting near the peak of the storm for the next hour. View out front now. There's a lot of wind. You can see it's just a constant wind now. There's a view from inside the dry house. Have we had enough rain yet? Look at all the water coming out. And here's a view out the laundry room window. Something did happen in the hurricane. You can see down there power lines down. You can see right in front of the school across the way. We have fire departments out here and everything. Surprised we didn't lose our power. Situation with the power lines. See, they fell down. Very windy out. See, pretty windy out. This is the peak of the storm down Cemetery Road to a very wet lens. Really coming down. You can see the winds really whipping. It's only about 40 or 50 mile an hour gusts, it appears right now. Yeah, the hurricanes passed through Boston east of here. We haven't really had a lot of real bad winds yet. You never know. So get ready. Hold on to your hats. Boy, is that windy. Here comes another gust. God. Just caught that limb coming down on video. We just got ordered back into the house. Some very, very severe wind. And then what
You want to
happened?
go outside? This is just the eye of the storm, Pumpkin.
No, it's over. It's mostly over.
No, you're not going outside.
What's the matter, Pumps? You want to go
Should I
outside?
go tomorrow?
I don't know. What do you say, Hurricane Mama?
No, I don't think I should let the cat out.
You don't want to let him out. This time we have the power on in this hurricane.
This to me.
But Wendy, come back.
I'm busy. At me. Now, Brian.
Mm-hmm. So you had the windblown look from
Oh yeah.
being in the
well,
hurricane, huh?
You know, it's just like this is as good as it gets.
And you're limping because of
Well.
cutting your foot on the rocks, huh?
Barnacles, not rocks.
Barnacles, yeah.
Barnacles.
And it's just
You
a little
wanna
wind, no
let
rain
him
left.
out? No, Brian, seriously, I want to vote on this. Should I let him outside?
I'd wait. Let's wait until after
Yeah,
6:30.
You have food. Why don't you eat your food, and I'll see you
Okay.
at 6:30.
Coast
Oh,
of
it's
the
tracking
Cape,
eastward.
Wellfleet Chatham
Yeah,
area,
it's gonna
all
go
over that
past Migas
song.
in about half an
And
hour.
When the stories are through, I'm sure you're going to find out that a lot of boats
So now the
damaged
winds are down to
or
70s.
You should
destroyed
call
that,
them and say,
just
"You
couldn't
ready?
be moored in
We're
time.
sending it your way."
Some serious beach erosion and damage on the south side of the Cape. Now, just to the west of the track, the area of Mansfield area, towards the Boston area, Newton Wellesley, Natick area, and in Boston, there were some winds near 70 miles per hour and about 1 to 3 inches of rain. So we got the least because further to the west, there was as much as 10 inches of rain in
I think we got
Springfield,
about 4
Westfield,
inches,
not so
4
far
inches
west,
of rain
and
anyway.
5 to 6 inches of rain, heavy flooding well to the west and north of Boston. Also, the North Shore, southern New Hampshire, and southern Maine had wind gusts to about 75 miles per hour with very high tides in those areas. So, well, all of this track included, looks like Boston escaped with the best weather. The Cape got hit the hardest. And west of Boston, there was some very heavy flooding rains. That's the way it looks, and it looks like it a lot.
Well, as you can tell, it was a hurricane, and as you can see, it's pretty well wound down. It's 6 o'clock now, and yes, as you could tell, Wendy did come home. So, signing off from Lexington, Massachusetts. Scene of Hurricane Bob.